exciting day today because I have just submitted my document for the mid-term review of the incubator. Now, I'm going to share it with you. I'm going to go through page by page what was on this PDF. But this has already been sent in. So if you spot any typos, don't go emailing me saying on page 8 you've got a letter missing, because it's too late. It's been sent in. And this is basically bringing together everything that we've done on the incubator so far, all the different tasks that we've done, all the research, all the planning, that's been put into one 10-page PDF document, which I have now submitted as my pitch to get through to the second half of the incubator. So I thought it'd be worthwhile just sharing this with you, because we were given a template to do this too. Now, we were actually given a physical template. If we wanted, we could have just filled out the PDF, the PowerPoint that they supplied to us and just sent that back. But I wanted to go all out on this. I wanted to really show how much we care about getting through to that second part of the incubator. So I have used my career's worth of design and branding skills on this document to make it look as good as possible. And hopefully that is going to make an impact. If it makes a difference, gosh, who knows? But at least it looks good. So here we go. So let me just share my screen with you here. Okay, so this is the opening page. And as I said, I'm wanting to create a little bit of impact here. I'm wanting it to look like we are serious about what we're doing. This isn't just an idea. This is something that is set up and running. And look, here are our lovely Vegan Business Tribe members on the opening slide as well. So let me just quickly go through what's in the first part of this document. So this first page here is what's called the one-pager. And it's almost like an executive review. So if someone just wants to get an overview of what we're trying to do at Vegan Business Tribe, this is something they can read in just a couple of minutes, and they'll get an overview of the idea, the problem, the solution, the impact that we're going to have, and the funding as well. And this is all the things that we've worked out so far on the incubator. So I'll just read out what we've got here as a problem, for instance. You know, we've put many vegan entrepreneurs don't have the knowledge, the support, or prior experience to grow a business to the point where it makes a tangible impact. This is compounded by a lack of vegan-aligned business support, with vegan entrepreneurs coming under pressure to drop the vegan goals of their business for more profitable activities. And we hear that a lot in Vegan Business Tribe. So many of the people who go through coaching with me, they've already had a non-vegan business coach who just told them, forget the vegan stuff. The market's not big enough. You won't make any money. So that's really important to me, that that's in there as the problem. And then the second half of the problem we've got is vegan entrepreneurs can also be afraid of publicly championing veganism, fearing that they might alienate customers, business partners, and staff, or harm their career prospects. And again, we've seen that so much as well. So this page here, it kind of lays out the problem and the solution. And so if somebody wants an overview of what we're trying to do at Vegan Business Tribe, they've got it straight away in one page. And that's just really useful to have. Okay, so on to the next page, we've got our mission and our vision. Now, this is something that I actually struggled with. When we were in Berlin, we did a live workshop on this, where as a group, we had to write down our mission and our vision. And I really struggled to kind of work out what it was for Vegan Business Tribe, because this isn't something that I've done before. I've done mission statements for corporate entities, but this is a little bit different when you're working in this sector. So let me just read these out to you as well. So I've got that our mission is we empower vegan entrepreneurs with the knowledge, support, and skills to create a bigger impact with their businesses. We leverage the power of entrepreneurship to advance the vegan and animal rights cause. So that's kind of saying what we're going to do. This is what we're setting out to do. And then our vision, that's what we want to see as a result of our activities. This is the world that we're trying to build. So our vision, we've put here, a world where veganism and animal rights are championed as mainstream causes by businesses, with entrepreneurs using their success and influence to drive greater support and funding for the movement. Now, I originally had much longer statements, and the feedback I got was it was just too long. We had to really kind of narrow that down. So I actually used a little bit of ChatGPT here just to put those longer statements in and say, right, can you say what I'm trying to say in about half the words? I made it generate 3 or 4 different responses, and I picked and choose from them to put those back together. So that's what we've got there as the mission and the vision. So as you can see here, we're starting to build this story as we go through. It's not really a pitch deck, but as we go through this document. So on to the next page. The next page is the research we did looking at the landscape, and I think I covered this in an earlier in an earlier diary, so I won't go into too much into this. But this is where we looked at the landscape of who else is serving the vegan community at the moment, and just commenting about what was different about Vegan Business Tribe to what these organisations are doing, which was really useful to go through. And then we look at the adjacent sectors as well. And this is something which has really captured my imagination. We have seen that in other cause areas, there are organisations, and very well-funded organisations, that are specifically set up to foster entrepreneurship, to actually help that cause sector. So we've got Start Out, which is for LGBTQ plus entrepreneurs. They get 3 million funding a year. They get backing of absolutely massive companies like Amazon Web Services, JP Morgan, Visa, Google. That, you know, they back them, they fund them. And interestingly, they've got a staff of 17 people running this organisation. So, you know, in these other cause areas, we've got absolutely massive organisations doing amazing work. We haven't got that in animal rights. We haven't got that in veganism. So this is more what I'm trying to move Vegan Business Tribe towards. And again, a couple of other examples for faith-driven entrepreneurs: $4 million annual funding to help faith-driven entrepreneurship. And then the Black Economic Council of Massachusetts, and again, 4 million annual funding. So some amazing organisations that we're really, you know, using there as role models as well. On to the next slide. Now, this is something, again, which was very new to me. This is called a theory of change. And if you have a business that is trying to make an impact, that is trying to make a change in the world, I'd say just go and look this up about creating a theory of change, because this is a document. It's a bit of a flow chart to show what activities you're going to do, then what the results of those activities are going to be, and then what the results of those results are going to be. So it's a step-by-step lead through of what you're going to do, how that has an impact, until eventually you get to the final impact that you want to have. And when I was putting this together for Vegan Business Tribe, I actually found this a really interesting exercise to do, but quite a difficult one as well, because you really have to think through, well, this service I'm going to launch, or this help and advice that we're going to give, what is the direct result of that? What change is that making in the world? And is it a positive change? And is it leading towards the stated goals and impacts that I wanted to make? So that's what this page is all about. It might be useful for me just to do a separate video on this perhaps. Because again, if you have got a business that's trying to actually make a change, just go look up the idea of creating a theory of change for your business. And that's a really useful tool as well. Okay, on to the next panel. So we've got here 3 interventions that we're going to do as Vegan Business Tribe. So these are the 3 activities, the 3 actions, the 3 things that we're going to set up to actually try and move a vegan cause forwards through business entrepreneurship. So intervention 1, creating business growth and business activism learning pathways. So this is about an earlier diary entry I made, one of my first actually, talking about a Vegan Business Tribe. Yes, we need to help people actually grow their businesses, but then we need to help you actually do good with those businesses. We need to show you how you can use your business for activism to actually help the vegan cause move forward. So there are 2 separate learning pathways that we're going to create. One to actually help you grow your business, to take you from where you are now to where you want to be. And then a second learning pathway to actually show you how to have an impact with your business as well. So that's exciting stuff. Our second intervention is the creation of vegan business sub-tribes. Again, I've done a video all on this, and again, this PDF is just bringing everything together that we've already spoken about here. Then our third intervention is this term which I love, of activation, of getting somebody to actually become active, to do more for your cause. So intervention 3 is the activation of successful vegans who are not involved with the vegan movement. So that's just to create more vegan business role models and more kind of influence in larger businesses from vegans who might not be yet fully embracing the vegan movement. So that's our 3 interventions. That's what we're setting out to do. On to the next slide. So one thing that the incubator has been very keen for us to do is to set up minimal viable products. And you've probably come across that term MVP before. And this is most useful because a lot of people going through the incubator, they don't already have an established organisation. They're looking at setting one up. So the idea of actually testing your idea out really, really quickly is something that the incubator's been really keen on making sure that we're focused on this as well. The first is testing out those learning pathways. So let's just take one module of those learning pathways. How long do they take to build? Can we actually go out and find the expertise and experience from people who have scaled up companies, those vegans out there to help us build us? That's what we're going to test with that MVP 1. And MVP 2 is the creation of the first tribe, so the sub-tribe. So actually go out there, let's create and launch this sub-tribe. How long does that take? What resources do we need in place? How do we get people to join it, etc., etc. So these are two, quite not really quite simple, but quite straightforward things that we actually aim to do probably in time for January, something like that. It's something that we really want to get moving on quickly to actually prove the concept of where we're trying to go with Vegan Business Tribe. Right, on to the next slide. So this is what's called OKRs. So this is objectives and key results. And what we're talking about here is just a plan to achieve the things that we've said on the last 2 pages. So how are we actually going to do it? So we've listed out our 2 objectives. Objective 1 is to create the learning pathway tier, and then objective 2 is to launch that first tribe. So it's just breaking it down into the tasks that we actually need to do. So the key results we need to achieve to make those things happen. And what I've also put just at the bottom there, just to hedge my bets ever so slightly, is I've also put a plan B as well. So if we think it's going to be too much to create a separate learning platform and also to create the first tribe, we're going to merge those 2 things together. So we'll create the learning pathway for the first tribe. So if, for instance, the first tribe we create is a tribe for vegan food truck owners, then the learning pathway we're going to create will be for vegan food trucks, and we'll do those 2 things hand in hand. So that's what that slide's telling us there. On to the next one. So this is the exciting one, because this is where we have to actually put some figures down, the budget of what we're looking for. So I've run through there, what the current turnover of Vegan Business Tribe is, what our operational costs are for a year, but then put together a budget for year 1 for us expanding. And mostly that budget is going to be about bringing more people in. It's going to be about bringing in either VAs or some people working part-time with us to expand what we're looking to do. But I've also put together a budget for year 2 and a budget for year 3 as well, because one thing I was really keen to show with Vegan Business Tribe is we want it to stand on its own 2 feet financially. It kind of is at the moment, but we don't really generate that extra budget to expand what we're doing. So I wanted to clearly show that putting money in a larger amount for year 1 and then a slightly smaller amount for year 2, that then results, hopefully, projected that in year 3, Vegan Business Tribe actually will be generating money that we can do good stuff with. It's not going to need more money put into it. So this isn't something that for a long time people are going to have to keep putting money in to actually make happen. To support it, it will become its own entity, generating its own cash. And so that's what I want to show in the budget there. The last part of this slide, so down in that bottom right-hand corner, this was really interesting to work out, because one thing they're keen to see in the budget is the cost effectiveness of what we're doing. So the term that was used quite a lot is how much bang for your buck are you able to give with your initiative or your organisation. So for a certain amount of dollars put in, how many dollars worth of impact are we going to get out? How many dollars worth of impact are we going to generate? And that's quite a hard thing to do. And if I go right back to one of my very first video diaries that I made, it was talking about how do we measure the impact of what we do at Vegan Business Tribe? How do you measure the impact of what you do in your company? So I had to work out how to show this. And so I based it quite loosely on how many people we think, how many extra companies, how many extra vegans do we think will get signing up to Vegan Business Tribe if we look to expand it like this. But not just in terms of people actually joining, because we're looking to double the membership here, but how many extra people will we actually touch with our free information as well? So we kind of worked out a ratio of about 1 to 12. So if we increase and double our membership, we will potentially be reaching about 2,500 vegan entrepreneurs over the next, per year. So by the money that we're asking to be put into Vegan Business Tribe, to the impact that we're getting out, that worked out, it'd be approximately 27 UK pounds or 35 US dollars per entrepreneur that we support. So that's kind of working out the cost effectiveness of what we do. And I think that's quite good. $35 for everyone that we're going to support to grow a successful vegan business. I'll live with that. Somebody will put money into that and back that, won't they? Well, hopefully they will. So there we go. So the final slide is just about who's involved. me and Lisa. There you go, the founding team. So it talks a bit about our background, what we've done, our skill sets, what we're trying to achieve. And that's the final slide that they're going to see, my lovely smiling face. Okay, so I'll just close that down. So that's it. So that's what we've now submitted. So as I said, if you find any typos in there watching this, don't email me and tell me, because it's too late. And now it's I would say it's waiting, but I'm booked in. So I'm booked in on Tuesday. Today is Friday, so I'm booked in next Tuesday to actually. I thought it was to present this, but it's not. What they're going to do is they're actually going to come back with lots of questions, and then the session on Tuesday is to go through those questions, probably defend the idea a little bit, maybe defend my budget and my calculations, defend what we're trying to do perhaps. I don't know. So it's going to be an interesting session. What I'll do once I've had that session is I'll jump back on and I'll record my reaction video. Because I don't know if in the session they tell us there and then if we've got through to the second half of the incubator. I suspect not, because there's a lot of people that they're talking to. They've already been managing our expectations that up to 50% of us won't get through. So I suspect what they'll be doing is they'll be having these sessions first, then they'll probably map everybody out onto a whiteboard and say, well, we've got David here, we've got person X here, person Y there, who are we going to put through, who aren't we? And that would be a lovely thing to record, wouldn't it, having those discussions? But I don't think they'd let me get in crash with a camera. But yeah, so we will just wait and see. Right, so that's in. So if you're going through a process like this, that's hopefully giving you an idea of how it all accumulates, how it all comes together. And there's nothing more I can do. So, wish me luck.